Once a year, I design something that's spectacular, and it's picked up by the news all over the world, and it takes a year to make. The chess set that I made that's on display here at the Tellus Museum, it took a year to make that. Made half of it in solid gold and half of it in silver. But the collection that's here at Tellus, and I think the Tellus Museum, looking at it, is probably one of the nicest museums in the world, not in the United States, but in the world, and I've been in all of them. But the collection that you have here is just unbelievable. Like, you'll see, anyone that comes here, they'll see this little diamond hourglass that I wear on my collar. My wife said, you're making solid gold mouse traps, you're making sardine cans, you're making chess sets, you're making backgammon sets, you're making kites, all these things, and that you ended up in the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. But anyway, my wife said, you're making all these unusual things. Why don't you make something that a woman can wear? We had a little 3-minute egg timer in our kitchen. And she said, why don't you make maybe a little hourglass in gold for a woman to wear? Design it in solid gold, 18 karat solid gold. I figured I was going to put diamonds inside, so I took 200 half-point diamonds, cut diamonds. Those are inside the glass. This exhibit, shall I tell you something, the way everything is set up, it's special. Not only does it show gold, it shows my collection that I have here on loan from the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., but also it shows dinosaurs. I just saw the gold exhibit that they had here that I didn't realize that the first gold was mined here in Georgia. I thought it was California back in the gold rush in the 1800s, but I was told that the first golds that they found were, I guess, down in this river here that was from Georgia. I made things for Hillary Clinton. I made things for, I'm just trying to think, Steve Wozniak and his wife. In fact, he bought one of the first hourglass necklaces for Janet, his wife. And Joan Kroc, her husband was the founder of McDonald's. She ended up coming in the store and she says, my husband's birthday is now. I don't know what to get him. He has everything. I took the solid gold mousetrap that you have on display here at the Tellus Museum. I held it up and I said, why don't you give him this solid gold mousetrap? And she looked at me like I was crazy. She says, a mousetrap? I said, yes. Your husband built your hamburger, and he ended up, you heard the expression, build a better mousetrap, the world beat a path to your door. He built a better hamburger, and look what happened. The world beat a path to your door. I built a better mousetrap in solid gold, and look what happened. The world beat a path to my door, and I ended up in the Smithsonian. I'm making the necklace for the Smithsonian. It's in the Christmas catalog. It's been there every year. They sell these hourglass necklaces for $3,800. I decided that I'm going to try to do something and help the Tellus Museum. Anyone that buys one of these hourglasses at the price that the Smithsonian sells them for, $3,800, I'm going to donate $1,000 to the Tellus Museum on every one of those that are sold.